Coming up next, it's that 70s show on Escape. Coming up next, it's Johnny and John the animated series on NBC. Coming up next, it's Aaron Gets Grounded on Go Animate Network. Coming up next, it's My Little Pony Friendship is Magic on The Hub. Coming up next, it's The Wiggles on Sprout. Coming up next, it's Phineas and Ferb on Disney Channel. Coming up next, it's Regular Show on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Bear in the Big Blue House on Playhouse Disney. Coming up next, it's The Amazing World of Gumball on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Magic Mario's World on Fox. Coming up next, it's Gravity Falls on Disney XD. Coming up next, it's Philly's World on Toon Disney. Coming up next, it's Adventure Time on Cartoon Network. Coming up next, it's Johnny Test on Teletoon. Coming up next, it's DC Superhero Girls here on Boomerang from Cartoon Network. It's all coming back to you. Coming up next, it's World of Jake on K2. Coming up next, it's Geo's World on Deviant at Night. Coming up next, it's Angry Birds on Rovio. Coming up next, it's Luke City on UPN. Coming up next, it's Scree City on HBO. Coming up next, it's Greenie Fatom on the Greenie Channel. Coming up next, it's Skylanders Spyro's World on Spike TV. Coming up next, it's Peppa Pig on Nick Jr. Coming up next, it's The Little Einsteins on Playhouse Disney.